Hi guys, welcome to Sprayhead Mondays on Antique Sprinklers. Today we're looking at an HLG, either 105-15 or 105-18 half circle stationary spray. And the 100 series you see here was really the top of the line in stationary sprinklers for HLG. And the difference between the two models that I mentioned, the 105-15 put out about 2 gallons a minute at 15 psi for an 11-foot radius. And the 105-18 put out more like 3.5 gallons a minute at 30 psi. And that was over a 15-foot radius. And so for those of you who've seen a lot of spray heads from different manufacturers, you might be saying, hey, that looks a lot like a Thompson sprinkler. And I would have to agree with you. And I've recently found out a good reason why they might have shared some product between their companies. So as I've covered in another video, and I'll attach that video to the end of this one so you can get a more in-depth history of Herschel Leon G. He was born in Kentucky, and his father owned a hardware shop there in Glasgow, Kentucky. And around 1907, he went to work for an even larger hardware firm in Louisville. And then about 5 years after that, he came out to the West Coast and worked for a hardware firm there. Eventually, he actually went to work for Thompson Manufacturing Company. And I found an article, I think it's from a publication called Hardware World. It's the June 1923 article where they're talking about HLG working as sales manager for Thompson. They include in the subtitle of the article this little song that I guess apparently Walter Vanny Thompson made up about his sprinklers, and that apparently, according to the article, HLG would go around singing. I'm not going to sing it. I'll put the words up. If you want to sing it, you go right ahead. I will not stop you. But so at least in probably starting in the late teens and into the 20s, HLG was working selling Thompson sprinklers prior to founding HLG Manufacturing Company, where he made his own sprinklers and valves and some fittings and that kind of thing. And that company lasted quite possibly into the 1980s. I seem to remember them being around in some fashion when I was first getting my start. But I could be misremembering that. They might have been done in the 70s. And what was distinctive for me about their product was every valve, every sprinkler was stamped with Beverly Hills on top, which I thought was just very fancy for irrigation manufacturing. So like I said, I'll try to remember to link to the video that has a more in-depth history of HLG. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and enjoy this spray head in operation. Thanks for watching.